On Two Wheels this week, we ride Honda's Big One. Jeff gets the lowdown on a tuned-up VMAX, and we visit Scotland for a different kind of track day. You might think with all these I'd be talking about a Kawasaki. Who rides this rubbish? I don't know. But no, it's not to be. I'm talking about this. You see, I personally have to like the look of a bike before I even think about whether or not it's going to be any good. And if it does absolutely nothing for me in the style department, then I'm probably going to take a fair bit of persuading to say anything good about it. Here is an example of just that. A Honda CB1000, or a Big One as it's referred to. I know retro bikes are supposed to look like they were built 20 odd years ago or so, but do they have to look so plain and basic and so understated? You probably gathered I don't exactly like the looks of the CB1000, it doesn't do anything for me. And I don't really know why. Maybe it's the colour, maybe it's the way the engine's laid out, or something, I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't turn me on. But I'm quite prepared to give it a fair trial. You know, I'm really getting to like this. First impressions can be very deceptive. It's really, really nice to ride. In fact, easy to ride. Well, apart, that is, from the stupid gear change. Someone on this particular bike has decided to make it 1 up and 4 down, which is very, very confusing. It's also very predictable, and it's well balanced, and even when you push it fairly hard, it never really feels like it's going to get out of shape. It's very nice. One thing I do like about a big bike is for it to actually feel big, and climbing aboard this one certainly leaves you in no doubt about that. Not only is the seat quite high, 810mm from the ground, but it's also deceptively wide, so people with short legs beware. And just look at this, 22-litre fuel tank bulging out in front of you. Another reminder that you're aboard a seriously large motorcycle. So what's it all about then, this Big One? Well, it's a inline 4-cylinder, water-cooled, double overhead cam and 16 valves. Yes, it's water-cooled, but if you're going to make a retro bike, why don't you put some fins on it or something and make it look like it was built in the 70s? You can still have it water-cooled, it can just be for show. I don't know, I just don't like this black lump. Anyway, enough moaning. That engine will develop around 96 brake horsepower, and once you've managed to find 5th gear and got it flat out, you'll be doing somewhere around 130 miles an hour. But I wouldn't like to be hanging onto these bars at anything like that speed. I say once you've found 5th gear, because nobody told me before I got on this thing that the gears are backwards. 1st gear is up and the rest are down, which is fine once you know, but a bit disconcerting when you think you're going through up the box and you go down the box and it screams its knackers off and nearly throws you over the bars. All pretty basic stuff so far, the CB1000, and indeed that continues throughout the bike. No fancy frame construction, basic double cradle steel frame. Front suspension isn't really worth looking at, 43mm telescopic forks, basic stuff, non-adjustable. And at the rear we've gone back to the old twin shocks, which actually do look rather nice, and they are adjustable for preload. One thing I do really like, the thing that caught my eye first of all, was the dashboard layout. Just have a look at that. Isn't that nice, eh? Very pretty. Honda have always been really good at this. It's well organised, well laid out, and of course it's beautifully finished. As indeed is the rest of the bike. It's beautifully finished throughout. I don't think you'll ever fault Honda on build quality. Some people will be put off by the physical size of this machine, perhaps feel intimidated. And it's true to say there are lots and lots of bikes with more power, better top speeds and better handling than this. And when it was new in 1996, it would have cost you about £8,500 on the road, and at the time there were much cheaper alternatives. Maybe that's why it never really took off. But the good news is that there are lots of second-hand ones around. Like this is a Japanese import example, and you can have a big one for as little as £4,500 to £5,500. It's not a lot of money for quite a lot of bike. So if you like retros, why not try a big one? You might just like it. I did, eventually. What's that saying? Never judge a book by its cover.
Remember when Paul did a road test on a VMAX? He quite liked it, but he said there were some quirks about it. Well, this unlikely setting, a nice little duck pond, is the place for this VMAX, which is a very special one by exact rep. We're now going off to the VMAX Owners Club rally to find out more about this and the VMAX cult. You follow me. Henry Doyle, I accuse you of making this contraption.
Guilty as charged.
A fantastic device, I must say, and just being out on it now, 6,000 revs, and it really does take off, doesn't it? It's that almighty oomph.
That's when that V-boost kicks in, it's what gives it the character.
But look, when Paul first tested it, he thought the handling was a little bit, what's to say, strange, and you go along with this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is. Not as should have been, if you like, with a motor of that power, of that weight in that chassis.
So what's mainly responsible for that? You know, what gives us this problem of the Yamaha handling, or the VMAX handling?
As I said, the weight of the motor in conjunction with the frame as supplied as standard.
The flexi frame?
A little bit can vastly be improved on, as well as simple modifications right from very low price and yet giving the best improvements.
Yeah.
And that's what we find.
So if you were to take us through this from the front, I noticed compared with the other VMAXs that we got here, you've really got some beefy front forks, haven't you? And these are forks that you can provide
That's
to
right, no problem.
Now, I found one of the most interesting things was this back wheel that you've done, because you developed and designed this back wheel yourself.
Yes.
What's the thinking behind that?
Well, it's so that you, instead of the 15-inch by 3.5-inch wide rim, this is 17 by 4.5, 4.5. That gives you a greater selection of tyres to gain this better section of tyre on the road, which then matches
sort
with
the flatter.
Yeah, it's a flatter section.
And the other bits and pieces you do, this petrol tank, which we saw earlier. I mean, to anyone out there, you can see this tank looks classic VMAX tank, but it's not. It's just this outer skin.
Aesthetically, it's still pleasing, has the same silhouette as the original.
Yeah.
Keeping the same style and looks of the original bike, not detracting into a...
And you did that because the ordinary tank, and you said you've had some people who've bought VMAXs and then they can't fill it up because they don't know where the filler is.
That's right, I'll just show you,
Yeah.
But there's two little catches here.
Yeah.
And the original tank below there...
Just down there,
is only actually 3 gallons, which generally leads to about 80 to 100 mile an hour fill-ups.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, if you just compare it with some of the others, it doesn't look any different, does it, at first sight?
It's in keeping with the style, you're not detracting from that, yeah.
And these air scoops that aren't, are they?
They're not, they're dummy air scoops. It's about the only thing that is dummy about the bike.
So these carb mods that you do, we can see you've got the manifolds loose there. But what's it all about? You know, how does it differ?
Well, what you do have, as original, the engine was designed as a US full power spec. Most people are looking for this as a viable motorcycle with as it was designed, with this butterfly mechanism that actually cuts in. This sits in between the set of carburetors, the bank of 4, and at 6,000 revs or thereabouts, what happens? This butterfly affair opens like this.
Oh, we can turn it around so the camera can see it. Yeah.
And it allows the intake from 2 carburetors to enter into the cylinder of the incoming tract.
Right.
Therefore, doubling the power, similar to a turbo or like a twin choke Weber type affair of carburetor.
So normally you've got in effect a sort of a carb. There's 4 carbs sitting on here, one for each cylinder on the manifold.
That's right. Yeah. There's 4 carburetors. Normally they're only feeding singly at below 6,000 revs into each single cylinder.
Right.
But as I said, after 6,000, this then opens up, activated by the V-boost control unit and the V-boost servo motor, to actually allow the intake to be doubled.
Right, and that's when you get that massive hike in power.
Which is the character of the VMAX engine.
The neck braking character.
That's right, yeah, it is like the... that's why I've got such long arms myself, you know.
Now, the clutch, you do a mod... This is the standard clutch, is it?
That's right, yeah, with a diaphragm clutch spring.
Yeah.
Which does act like a fuse almost in between the powerhouse of the V4 and the gear train. The trouble is, it's a little bit on the verge too close to a fine line of slipping to not slipping, it can become a problem, which can be solved quite simply by a spring conversion, which actually replaces the diaphragm, going back to the usual type of motorcycle clutch.
The old spring type.
It's multi-adjustable as well, you know.
Do you change the plates as well with that?
Yes, yeah. It's best to, so that you actually use Kevlar plates, which are not so
prone to burn
out, basically, yeah.
Is that because all you guys are always burning out the back tire?
Well, the back tire does tend to act like a clutch as well, you know, which gives it that fifth dimension of a motorcycle.
But the old shaft stands up to it then, does it?
Yeah, you can see the drive out the back.
Yeah, but you don't get those twisting off?
Not so much, no, not so much. It has to be looked after carefully at most of the time.
Tell us a bit about the Colt, because you're in the VMAX Owners Club as well. I mean, you started it, didn't it? It's all your fault, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
And so today's event, what's it? Just a social gathering?
It's a social gathering, one of our many meets throughout the year, and you can see the different styles and choices of the way people, and the way they modify the bikes to suit their way of life. Yeah. You know.
And what is it? Can you sum it up in a sort of a word or two? What it is about the VMAX? What appeals to people?
It's the one-out brutishness of it. You know, the literally stand out from a crowd, no matter where you're rolling.
Stuff,
yeah, that's right. It just goes in there, no matter what condition they are or what shape and size. If it's a VMAX, it stands out.
Yeah. Okay then, Henry. Well, look, I know you guys are champing at the bit because you're going on a run.
Yeah.
Tell me where you're going and we'll try and avoid it.
Just follow the smoke lines on the tarmac.
Thanks, Henry.
In the news this week, this year's International Bike Show at Birmingham's NEC is expected to beat all previous attendance records. Last year, over 180,000 people visited the show, and organisers expect this year's figure to be even higher. The show runs for 10 days and is open to the public from November the 13th until November the 22nd. And coming up after the break, find out why Neil Mackenzie was at a track day in Scotland. Here we are in Bonnie, Scotland.
Bonnie, Scotland. What have you brought to Scotland for?
We're at Knockhill Race Circuit.
Aye, the Knockhill. Aye, the Knockhill.
That's very good. Have you brought an English-Scottish dictionary with you?
I saw what?
No, it's a race circuit, Knockhill. A multi-purpose race circuit. Do all sorts of things here. We've come here tonight. This is a beautiful evening because it's a track day. Track evening, actually.
Track day, track evening. Not another track do.
Well, look, this is a track do with a difference, right? Big difference.
Why is that then?
It's free.
Free?
That's the thing, it's free.
So you get like 35 laps round and I sit and watch again, yeah?
No, actually, no.
Oh, I get a go?
No, not even that good. I can't go on, they won't let me play.
Well, why is that then?
Because it's a track day, fancy sports bikes, everything, fast bikes, but it's all girls.
Girls?
A girls only track day.
Yes, indeed. Let me have some. Come on. Come on. So it's an all-girls track day and I end up talking to the blokes, but there's a nice fella, Brian Parker. You're an events organiser here for Knockhill Circuit, aren't you?
Yeah, that's correct.
Now tell us about this event. Don't you think it's just a little bit unfair, girls only?
Not at all. I travel to a lot of bike shows and we have a lot of stands at bike shows, and speaking to girls and asking them why they weren't going on track, they were intimidated by the boys, because whenever they overtook a boy, it was red mist for the guy and they just had to overtake them again. So we were not getting a good response to girls going on track at all.
Well, that's a good move, and I think it's a great thing you've got the girls out here now, but I believe this is for free as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is for free. It's twofold. It's one, to get the girls on the track and see that it's not scary at all, and we've got a big motorcycle festival this weekend, and it was to let them see that they could go on track, and we're going to run girl-only track sessions from now on and let them see just how safe it is.
There's some very, very, very fast ladies out there. Valerie, you're going extremely well. You enjoying this?
Yeah, it's great fun, thank you. Aye, it's good.
Have you done it before, this track?
I've done once on a track day here, yeah, but it was mixed. It wasn't all girls, it was boys and girls.
And I bet you showed a few blokes up there, didn't you?
A couple.
Yeah, because you're going extremely, extremely well out there, very fast. On this very fancy 748 with sunglasses on the front of it.
Yeah, smokeless shades on it, yeah.
And loads and loads of carbon. Have you got a carbon fibre fetish or something?
Yes, I have.
Have you done all this?
Yeah, I got it all done. It was sort of more or less standard when I got it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Flipping it. Well, you're going extremely well. You do more track days, would you?
I will, yeah. I think there's a few more ladies' days coming up, so.
Good. And this will help you on the road, you think?
I think so, hope so.
So it's not fair. I have to speak to the fellas, not the girls. But then again, it's an honour to speak to this man because Neil Mackenzie, famous road racer, very successful. And Neil, I mean, I like the fact that we're both the same height, first of all. That's a good move, you know, because normally everyone's bigger than me. Your racing career is doing very, very well. But why are you here at Knockhill?
Well, the Knockhill people decided to organise a ladies' track evening. I mean, I wasn't sure that it was going to be all ladies, but there's a lot more turned up than I expected. Nice sunny day at Knockhill, so I just thought I'd come along and mingle, as you do.
Surrounded by all these women, and you're loving it, aren't you? I also noticed you're taking people on the back of this bike as well. Is that just giving people a pleasure ride around the circuit?
Yeah, something like that. We just there's a few of them here that don't have bikes, and they're here with husbands and boyfriends and like to have a look round, so I'm just here to help out for the evening.
And scare the living hell out of them, I should imagine, going on the back of you.
Well, the ones that don't hold on very tight only do for about a few corners, then the sort of as hard as.
Yeah. I'd like to go on the back of you on that bike, but I don't think I'll be grabbing very tight around your waist, mate. No, you're not my type, as it happens. You're going to come and have another go here and show people the lines and things?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, all these people up here want to have an idea what it's like to race around a circuit, so we take them round steady to begin with, then a little bit quicker, and then let them go for it.
Well, you've got a queue of women waiting for you. I mean, it happens to you, it doesn't happen to me. You better go and enjoy and make the most of it, Neil. Thank you very much.
It'll be the first time, but I'll make the most of it.
Another lady doing stuff out on the track is Krisha here. Krisha, you're fairly new to biking, aren't you?
Yes, I've been doing it for about 8 years now.
About 8 years,
Yes.
right? And here you are now with your nice, smart diversion.
Yeah, especially polished.
It's very, very smart, very clean. And your fancy race leathers with all them scratches on them. What's happened?
Yes, not guilty, not guilty. My son did that.
So they're his leathers?
They're his leathers because he races a bike. Yes.
Oh, right. You didn't put the scratch on. I was a bit worried about
No,
that. Right,
no.
so in 8 years, you've got yourself sorted out, and now you're doing the business on the track. You work here, though, do you?
Yes, I work on bike meetings. I marshal at the corners.
Oh, right.
Usually down at McIntyre's, which is the second one down there.
Right. And have you ever been riding around the track before?
Just once on a Yamaha race day ride
Oh, right.
round, you know,
Right,
that sort of thing.
So you've done it,
So
you've had a go. And you
I've
enjoy
had
it. Is
a
it
go.
nice to see the other side of it from instead of being a marshal?
It's great. Yes,
Now
yes.
you know,
it's
now you
absolutely
know what a
brilliant.
difficult job the marshals have, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you appreciate that. Well, great fun. More power to your elbow, and continue to do it. Are you going to do more track days?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it tonight. It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Right, Wayne, I'm just busy at the moment. Can you just?
I'm doing this interview.
No, I'm doing this. You come talk to some guys.
Oh, girls. Say bye.
We love it, really, you know. Right, Liz, Jill, and Diane.
That's it,
Is that
yes.
the right order?
Yeah.
Right, Liz. First of all, have you done track before?
Not like this, no. Nothing like this before.
And you're enjoying it?
Very much.
Right, I looked at your face when you come off the track before, and you were big beaming smile.
Beaming ear to ear constantly. It'll be like this all night.
Is it as
And
good as you
tomorrow.
thought it was?
Better.
Better?
Much better.
Right,
Oh,
and
yes.
what are you riding?
GPZ 500S.
Right, excellent, good stuff. Right, Jill. Hey, see, I'm good on names, you know. Have you done it before?
Never.
Never.
No.
And are you enjoying it as much as Diane?
Well, I haven't been out yet.
You haven't been out yet? Have you not? Well, why have you not been out?
Because I'm just about to go.
All right, we haven't given you up. All right, well, hang on.
It's all right. I've got a minute.
No, let's talk to Diane. You've been out,
Yes.
and have you been out before tonight?
No, we done a moped mayhem, which is a bit different, but
Oh, no, it's nothing like this, is
nah,
it?
no.
Is it good?
It's the best way to Ben Webber.
Yeah, I bet it is. Good. Would you recommend it?
Yes, definitely.
Either, yeah. And,
Yeah.
and this is your bike, isn't
Yeah.
it? What's this?
GPZ, so it's GS400 twin.
Right, and you're sharing this, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to give Jill a shot.
You're riding this as well?
Yeah.
What's up with yours?
It's in the garage.
Is it?
Someone ran me over.
Oh dear. Well, with a bit of luck, this won't end up in the garage tonight. So just take care on her bike. Well, enjoy yourself. Continue to enjoy it. It's brilliant, and we'll enjoy watching you.
Thank you.
When you do your girl track sessions in the future then, have they got to pay a few quid for that?
No, we are the cheapest circuit in Britain for track days anyway. For a full day we're £35, and all it is just something to bring people into Knockhill and let them have a good time. We're not looking to make vast amount of money off it, just to let people enjoy themselves at Knockhill.
Excellent, thanks very much Brian, keep up the good work mate.
Thanks very much.
Right, what really annoys me about the establishment, right? We're dirt bikers, we ride motocross bikes, enduro bikes, things like that. We go to slag heaps and tracks and trails all over the place, or different places in Northwest. But you get police and the council coming throwing you off, telling you can't ride here and all this type of crap. Yet they don't supply anywhere for us to ride, and we spend fortunes on these bikes, like motocross bikes, enduro bikes. They cost like anywhere from like £1,000 to like £4,500, yet we've nowhere to ride them. There's a lot of people who do actually ride them. All the lads here ride dirt bikes. I ride dirt bikes myself, and it's just annoying that they just want to throw you off all these places, but they'll not supply anywhere for us to ride anywhere.
I'll tell you what gets on my nerves, speed cameras. They're all right in towns, but why do them on the open road? There's nobody else around, and we just want to have a bit of fun on the bikes.
On Two Wheels next week, we discover the fastest way down a hill without an engine, and part one of a mammoth journey riding this bike from India to England.